everyone, and welcome to the Just Dream Studios All of My Dolls video for the year of 2021. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that this is a very special video because this is like the first video that I uploaded to my American Girl channel. And I uploaded that video, I think, a few days after Christmas of 2020, and that kind of started me posting regularly on this channel. And a lot has happened in a year, including reaching 1,000 subscribers. I don't know which doll I'm gonna get next. I'm thinking of maybe Josefina or Nenea, or maybe just saying no to the dolls, because this isn't all the dolls that I have sitting right in front of you right now. These are just my historicals, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I just actively collect historicals. Now, over time, a few other dolls that are not historicals have slipped into my collection. There is 22 historical characters, including the best friend line, and I have 11 of them, so that means I'm exactly halfway there to getting all the historicals. Anyways, that is enough rambling. Let's get into the very first doll that I received in my collection. Alright, so the very first doll that I got in my collection was this Maple Leaf girl named Taryn. Now, if you don't know what the brand Maple Leaf is, it is a brand of 18-inch dolls that are from Canada. I believe they started the company in 2003, 2005, something along those lines. And I got this doll in 2008. Her name is Taryn. And the reason I bought her was because I always wanted a doll that looked like a porcelain doll, but wasn't. So when I was a kid, they had the Disney toddler dolls, or the dolls with the painted on eyes like Barbie. So when this catalog showed up at my door and I saw it, I really wanted one, and I got one for my 8th birthday, and it was amazing. Next we have Kirsten Number One, and you're probably wondering, why is she called Kirsten Number One? Well, when I was a kid, and this was 2 years after I got Taryn, and I played with Taryn every day. She was my favorite toy ever. And I went to the library one day, and I think this is how it happened. My mom got the Felicity movie from the library, and I think we watched it. Oh, I'll go to the American website, realize they made books and dolls. I was so excited because they looked just like Taryn, but yet they had books with them. And I was a huge reader at the time, so I just loved the concept of reading a book and then having the doll to go along with it, and then learning all about them, and then buying a doll, and then it just made it a lot more real to me. And we were able to find this doll here. She is actually a Just Like You 3, but we didn't know that. But don't worry, we paid, you know, like, I think it was like $60, then $40 for like shipping and import fees. So she was about $100, so she cost the same around as Taryn did. And so it wasn't like I paid a ridiculous price for a Kirsten, and it turns out she wasn't a Kirsten. Next we have Samantha, and if you wanted to know more about what my dolls are wearing for the holiday season, make sure to go click on what my dolls are wearing for Christmas this year. Once I read Samantha's stories, I really enjoyed them, and I liked Nelly first and then Samantha, but Nelly was a lot harder to find because this was around 2011, so I got Taryn in 2008, Kirsten in 2010, and then for my birthday, so 1 year later after getting Kirsten, I got Samantha. And even though I really wanted a Nelly, I knew they were super rare, so I was just happy to get a Samantha. Next we have Emily, and Emily is a very special doll to me because she is the very first doll that I bought with my own money. I saved up for her and bought her at the American Girl store, Boston, in summer of 2011, and I really wanted Emily because she was British, and it was really cool to have an American Girl who was not American, because I was from Canada, and if you know Canadian history, Canada and England are very strong allies with each other. So that is Emily. I'm very proud to have her in my collection because I feel like she's really unique, and I feel like she's kind of underrated. Next we have Mary Grace, and Mary Grace is probably my favorite American Girl character ever, and I know that will shock some people because when I say that, a lot of people like, isn't Nelly your favorite? Now, yes, Nelly is one of my favorites, and it took me a long time to find a Nelly, but I'm so glad I got Mary Grace as a kid because she is just one of my favorites. Next we have Sage, who is wearing an outfit that I made, that when I made it, I loved it. Now I don't like it that much. Well, I got her in 2013 in the summer because I went back to the United States that year. My family won this vacation to Tennessee, and they decided to also go to Washington, D.C., which I was really excited for. When they first said, oh, we're going to Washington, I thought they were talking about Washington State, which is on the West Coast, and I got really excited thinking that we were going to go see all the Twilight forks and, you know, houses and stuff, and just, you know, I was really excited to that, and they were like, no, Washington DC, and I'm like, why do they have two of the same places named Washington? Like, that's just so weird to me. But anyways, you know, even though I was disappointed that we couldn't go see all the Twilight stuff, there was an American Girl store in Washington DC, so that was exciting. That kind of made up for it. So I got Sage, who is my lookalike doll. And I've talked about this on my channel before. I'm not really a big fan of lookalike dolls. I don't really know why I got one. I think I just believed the hype that you had to have a lookalike doll, and I don't really know if I believe that anymore. She is a very beautiful doll, but I wish a lot that she was a historical. The next doll we have on the list is Caroline Abbott, and I got her Christmas of 2013, and she was the very last doll that I received in my childhood. She's wearing an outfit that I made myself, if anyone was wondering. So here are the first dolls that I bought as an adult, and I say that I bought them by accident, or didn't buy them by accident, but they ended up in my collection by accident. So in December of 2019, I kind of got this idea that I was going to buy American Girls and then resell them for cheap. And then I went on Kijiji after having that thought, and I found these two dolls plus an Our Generation doll for $50. And I recognized the one as Kirsten, but I couldn't tell what the other one was. And I knew Kirsten went for a lot of money, so I bought them. I sold the Our Generation doll for $15. So that means I got both of these dolls for $17. So I got these two dolls with the intention of selling them, but I don't know what to do now because this is how I found out that my Kirsten that I had as a kid, my Just Like You 3, was not a real Kirsten, because she didn't look like this doll, who looked more like the pictures of Kirsten that I saw online with the wavy hair. So I was like, oh no, the doll that I have is not a real Kirsten. So I guess I'm going to keep this one because she is a real Kirsten. So she is called Kirsten. As well as the other Kirsten. I've tried giving her different names. I've tried that, but it's just really difficult. And then beside her, we have a Just Like You 20 who has blonde hair, bangs, and gray eyes. And I've called her Alice after Alice in Wonderland. But again, she's not a historical. She's not an official historical. So I don't know if I should sell her, but I really don't want to break them up. So I don't know what's going on with these two. Next, we have Cecile Ray. And this doll was a doll that I really wanted as a kid. I really wanted Mary Grace and Cecile because they were like my favorite dolls at the time. And the reason I chose Mary Grace over Cecile was because Mary Grace was more of my look-alike doll. At the time, she was the doll that looked the closest to me that wasn't a Just Like You. So Cecile is also amazing because when I was a kid, I saw myself both in Cecile and Mary Grace. I told my mom that I felt like I was both characters, and she was like, how can you feel like you're both Mary Grace and Cecile when they're so opposite of each other? Like, one's really shy, Mary Grace, and one is really confident, and that is Cecile. So how do you relate to both of them? But I just did. So I got Cecile in May, and then I got Elizabeth in that August in 2020. But I found her for $90, including shipping. So total, like import fees, everything, $90. She came in her original meat outfit, and she came with these shoes and a little dress. And I had received some birthday money from my aunt, so that's what I spent it on. Next, we have American Girl Ashlynn, and I found her at a thrift store in November of 2020. Next on this list, we have Felicity, and I got Felicity for Christmas of 2020. However, her hair is badly cut. I have it hidden right now, but she has kind of like these really short hairs that like come around her face, and it just doesn't look too good, and her hair is really short. I think I'm going to try and show you here, but as you can see, her hair is quite short compared to a normal Felicity's, and I thought about getting a replacement wig. I thought about getting like a nice curly red wig because I can't find an original replacement, but I really don't know what to do with her. I really wanted her because she has the bright neon green eyes, and she was kind of the Felicity that I grew up with, but, you know, anyways, I'm kind of sad with this doll because she would be so cute, but she needs a lot of work, and I did spend a lot of money on her, so I'm kind of upset about that. Next we have Mary Ellen, and Mary Ellen's wearing an outfit that I just opened recently on my channel. So if you want to go see me have a Mary Ellen haul opening a bunch of Mary Ellen outfits, make sure to go check out my Mary Ellen haul video. I will probably have it linked in the description box below. And this is Mary Ellen. I always wanted a 1950s doll as a kid, and American Girl didn't have one when I was a kid. So when I got back into American Girl and realized they made a 1950s doll, I knew I had to have her. And it's a major plus that she has red hair, because I love red haired dolls so much. I just think it's so unique and I love it so much. She is definitely my favorite doll that is currently being sold by American Girl. Next we have Thrift Store Molly, and like her name states, I got her at the thrift store. Like I said previously, I never thought I would be getting a doll cheaper than $17, which was my record when I bought the dolls on Kijiji, which is like the Canadian version of Craigslist. And I found this Molly at a thrift store, which was so exciting because Molly was the doll that I actually wanted next, and I had a few Mollys that I was interested in buying on eBay, but then I went to the thrift store and I found her. She does have a little bit of bubble eye, which is similar to silver eye on the left eye, well, on her right, but our left. It's okay because that's a common defect, so I think it's kind of cool to have something like that. I've always kind of liked the idea of having a doll with silver eye just because it's such a common defect. But I got this Molly, and as you can see, her braids are kind of short, but at least you can braid them, which is the most important thing. When I got her from the thrift store, I was worried because I knew her hair was cut, but the braids are the most important thing there. And I did wash her hair a few times. It was pretty nasty, but it's not too bad now. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, it is no surprise to you that Nelly is in my collection because I've been wanting a Nelly for years. Like I mentioned before, I wanted Nelly before I got Samantha, which was my third doll, but she was really expensive, and I did spend a lot of money on Nelly. She's the most I've ever spent on a single doll, and I don't think I'll ever spend more than that on a doll, but she's the doll that I wanted the most, so I did spend a little bit on her. And I did look for years and years, and people sometimes judge me when I tell them how much I spent on Nelly, saying like you could have gotten a better deal, but I've been looking forever and I really couldn't. So and remember, I live in Canada, so shipping is a lot, and import fees and all that stuff, so it's a little bit more expensive than if I was going to buy a doll and I lived in America, because she is so cute and very unique. I like the red hair, the red short hair, and her Josefina mold and her freckles, and overall she's just a very, very cute doll. So that is all of my dolls for 2021. I have a total of 15 18-inch American Girl dolls. Like I said before, 11 of them are historicals. I have 2 just like yous, 1 Maybelline doll, and 1 Girl of the Year. If you like this video, make sure to please hit the subscribe button down below to be notified when I have new doll related uploads. And also make sure to follow my Instagram. It is really important that you go follow my Instagram because I post photos of my dolls over there. And if anything were ever to happen to my YouTube channel, you would be notified via Instagram, and you could follow my new YouTube channel, or if anything were to happen to YouTube, you would at least still have contact with me on Instagram. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go check my holiday playlist down in the description box below and in the comments. And I will see you guys next time with a new doll related video.